I'm Dr. Deepthi, and we are studying different concepts from maths under the heading D Creations Mathematics. We are on this exciting journey of understanding linear algebra, and in that, currently, since last few episodes, our focus is on matrices. We have looked at different aspects of matrices, like what matrices are, what are their applications, their algebra, such as addition, subtraction, scalar multiplication, the matrix multiplication. Also, we now know that it's not commutative. We looked at allied concepts such as determinants, etc. Now we are looking at inverse of a matrix. We have already seen how to find out inverse of a 2 by 2 matrix, but now our focus is to find out inverse of a 3 by 3 matrix. And to reach that goal, you need to follow certain steps. And the crucial most, or I would say the semi-final step, is finding out adjoint, which is also known as adjugate. So today we are going to look at adjoint of a matrix. Now, in simple terms, adjoint is a transpose of matrix of cofactor of A. So when I say A, basically I'm looking at adjoint of matrix A. So let us try to understand it through an example. So let us assume that there's this matrix A. It's a 3 by 3 matrix. So you have 9 elements, 1, minus 1, 2, 4, 0, 6 and 0, 1, minus 1. And now you want to find out adjoint of this matrix. So how will you go about it? So there is a certain route that we follow. First step is of course finding out minor of each element. Then assign a sign to get cofactor. When you have cofactor of each element, you can form a cofactor matrix and then simply take its transpose. We have done an extensive episode on transpose, remember? So that gives you adjoint. Now for those of you who have forgotten what minor, cofactor, etc. are, or you need a little bit of refreshing of these concepts, I'll quickly show you those concepts. But if you want to see them in detail, please refer to the earlier episodes. In fact, we've done around, I think this would most probably be the 12th episode of matrices. So there are 11 episodes that you can look back to. All right. So let me remind you of what a minor is. So we can find minor for each of these elements. Again, here it's a 3 by 3 matrix. And how do you find it out? Well, if you are finding minor for say element A11, then you should ignore all the elements in the same row as A11 and all the elements which are in the same column as A11. So this is what is shown here precisely. So all the elements in the row as A11, that means A12, A13 are all ignored. Similarly, all the elements in the same column as A11, that is A21, A31, etc. are also ignored. So you are essentially left with 4 elements, A22, A23, A32, A33. And now just take determinant of those 4 elements. That's all. So this is what a minor is. Now what is a cofactor? In a cofactor, it's basically a signed minor. That means after taking the determinant, you need to assign a sign to that. And how is it assigned? That sign comes from this. Minus 1 raised to I plus j. So I is the number for the row and j is the number for the column. So for example, if you are looking at cofactor of element 1, 1, A11, so I is automatically 1 and j is 1 as well. So what sign will you assign? Minus 1 raised to 1 plus 1, which is minus 1 squared, which is plus 1 itself. That means sign is assigned as plus. So you do not have to change the sign because you know plus sign is not going to make any difference. But for example, if you are dealing with A12 where you have I as 1 and j as 2, the addition is going to give you an odd number. 1 plus 2 is 3, which is odd. So obviously minus 1 raised to an odd number will give you minus 1 back. That means here when you are finding out the cofactor, you will have to multiply it by minus 1. So the sign is going to reverse and it will become negative. In fact, it's interesting. If you try to look at the signs assigned to cofactor of each element, you will see that here 1 plus 1, obviously it will be plus, here it will be minus. 1 plus 3 is again even. So this will be plus again. Minus plus minus plus minus plus. So it's alternatively organized. It's like a chessboard. In the way in chessboard you have black and white squares alternatively organized. Here you have those signs plus, minus, plus, and so on and so forth. So actually it's very logical. You don't have to mug it up. And obviously the consequences because of the addition of I plus j being odd or even. That is alternative. Hence the signs are alternative. So nothing really magical about it per se, but it looks interesting. Alternative signs. So fine, this is about cofactor. Now, obviously, if you find out cofactor for each of these elements, you can formulate a cofactor matrix. This step. And then last step is simply taking transpose of it. I hope you remember what is a transpose. It is switching of rows and columns, right? So let's do an example so that you will understand this in more detail. So here, this is the given matrix. And now you want to find out adjoint of this matrix. So let us find out cofactor. Now we won't separately take a step of minor because if you assign a sign to it, immediately you're going to get a cofactor. So let us say that while we are calculating cofactor, it is understood that step 1 of finding out the minor is included in that. So you can say that this is kind of step 2. Alright, let's start with A11. Now this is A11, row 1, column 1. That means these elements need to be ignored and these elements need to be ignored as well. Entire first row and first column are ignored. So what are you left with? 0, 6, 1, minus 1. Can you see it here? 0, 6, 1, minus 1. And then what is going to be the determinant? Minus 1, minus of minus 1 into 0. So that itself is 0. So I'm saying minus of 6. Straightforward, minus of 6. Please remember, this is what we're doing. What we're doing here is we're taking a determinant. Do not confuse this with modulus sign, okay? Alright, so this is minus 6. Straightforward. What about, now I would suggest that you go one slide back, or rather you maybe shift it a little back, pause the video, evaluate everything on your own and then come back to this particular visual. Because if you are just going to listen passively, it's going to be of no use. You need to be involved. I keep telling this in different episodes. So you need to solve it yourself. So the idea is maybe you can just take it backward, the video, pause it, evaluate everything, come back, tally it, and then if you get the correct answer, you're going to be really happy, and that will be a test in a way of whether you've understood the concept of adjoint or not, right? All right, let's go back to element A12. So what is row 1, column 2? That means this. So exclude row 1, exclude column 2. What are you left with? 4, 6, 0, minus 1. Take its determinant. Now here I did not in the earlier case I did not explicitly mention the sign because now we know that for A11, 1 plus 1 is 2, minus 1 raised to 2 is plus 1, so sign doesn't change. So I did not mention anything there, but please understand that we have assigned a plus sign there. So in this case, what do you get? Just minus 4 here because this product is anyway 0. And then this sign will be there because it's A1, 2. 1 plus 2 is 3. Minus 1 raised to 3 is minus 1. So the sign has to be minus. So you get here minus 4, but multiplied with the minus sign, it gives you back plus 4. Let's go to cofactor of element A21, row 2, column 1. So what are you left with? You have to exclude these and you are left with minus 1, 2, 1, minus 1. And if you take its determinant, minus 1 into minus 1 is 1. Minus 2 is minus 1. But here again, addition of the row number and column number is odd, so the sign becomes minus. So minus of minus 1, answer is plus 1. Now let us go to element A22. Here the sign is not going to change because addition of 2 plus 2 is 4 and even number, minus 4 raised to that would be plus 1. So exclude row 2 and column 2. What are you left with? 1, 2, 0, minus 1. Simple. This product is 0. So just minus 1. Isn't it very easy and isn't it fun doing this? Alright. Let's go to A31. Row 3, column 1. So exclude row 3, exclude column 1. What are you left with? Minus 1, 2, 0, 6. Now I'm sure whenever you get this 0, you're going to be happy because this product anyways is going to be 0. So we are left with minus 6. Here no change in the sign because addition of row number and column number 3 plus 1 is 4, which is even. Minus 1 raised to an even number is plus 1. So sign is plus. So this is simply minus 1 into 6, minus 6. What about A32, row 3, column 2? So exclude row 3, exclude column 2, you are left with 1, 2, 4, 6. The sign here 3 plus 2 is 5, an odd number. Minus 1 raised to an odd number is minus 1, so sign is going to change. Let us solve this determinant. 6 minus 8, which is minus 2, but you have another minus sign here, so minus of minus 2 gives you plus 2. Now let's go to cofactor of A13. What is A13? Row 1, column 3. Exclude row 1, exclude column 3. So you are left with 4001. Again, easy. 4 into 1 is 4. 1 plus 3 is 4. Even number. So no change in the sign. So answer is 4. Now let's move on to A23. What is 2, 3? Second row, third column. So exclude second row, exclude third column. So you're left with 1, minus 1, 0, 1. 1 into 1 is 1. 2 plus 3 here is, the addition is 5. Minus 1 raised to 5 is minus 1 itself. The sign has to reverse. So even though the determinant is 1, you attach a negative sign to that and you get minus 1. And now finally we go to element A33. That means exclude row 3, exclude column 3. So you are left with 1, minus 1, 4, 0. 1 into 0 is 0. Forget about it. Minus 4 into minus 1, which is minus of minus 4, which is plus 4. Again, addition of the row number 3 and column number 3 is 6 plus 6. Minus 1 raised to 6 is going to be plus 1. So no change in the sign. So I hope you can also see that alternate change in the sign, like the chessboard analogy that I talked about earlier. So this gives you 4. Now your task is so simple. Simply create cofactor matrix by placing the values at the right positions. So cofactor of A11 is minus 6, so it goes here. 4 comes from here. Another 4 comes from here. 1 minus 1 comes from here. Another minus 1. Minus 6. Then 2 plus 4. Arranged it. And now the easiest task, simply taking a transpose. And you know that in transpose nothing happens to the diagonal elements, they will remain as it is. Only thing is these are the people who are going to switch their places. So 4 comes here, 1 goes there, 4 comes here, minus 6 goes there. and minus 1 comes here, 2 goes there. Voila, we have our adjoint. So isn't it very logical, very straightforward and fun to do? So I hope that you practice this again and solve adjoints of many matrices, because now you are just one step short of finding the inverse. Let us revise what we have done in this episode. So this episode, in a nutshell, we were looking at adjoint of a matrix, which is basically transpose of matrix of cofactor. And what is the root? Find out the minor by, suppose if it is element I, for element Aij, ignore row I, ignore column J, rest of the elements, you have to take determinant of that gives you minor. Then assign a sign by minus 1 raised to I plus j. So if the addition of I and j comes out to be odd, the sign assigned is minus, and if the addition is even, sign assigned is plus. So it's like a chessboard, alternative plus, minus, plus, and so on and so forth, black and white kind of a thing. And so we get a cofactor for each element, arrange them in a cofactor matrix, and simply take its transpose. That gives you the adjoint. So have fun, and in the next episode we will be actually finding out the inverse of a 3 by 3 matrix, our primary goal for previous sum episodes, isn't it? All right, till then, happy solving. Thank you.